thanks a lot everyone for coming. I guess you're interested in some monitoring stuff. So today we are going to talk about monitoring and observability on your Android app and how to be efficient at it. So my name is Julien Salvi, leading the Android team at Tercol. I'm based in Paris, and I'm also an Android GD, and I'm doing mostly Android dev in short since 2011-ish. And you can follow me in Blue Sky, posting some tech stuff around Android and other tech things. So I have lots to talk about today. I'll do a short introduction and set up the context of what is monitoring and observability. Then I'll show you some best practices, tips, and related things to monitoring and observability. And I'll do a little wrap up in the end. All right, so introduction to monitoring and observability. Let me tell you a little story about an happy application in production. So the happy app was happy, living its best life on the store, but suddenly something happened. What could possibly go wrong with that application? Well, lots of things. Could be a crash, could be an ANR, could be slow startup time, drop frames, unexpected state in the app, some network failure, and so on. There is a lot of things that could go wrong in an application. This is just a tiny example. So the happy application was happy, but suddenly is not. And this leads to some angry customers, angry users. And we, on paper, don't want that. So without monitoring, you get some shitty comment in the store. For example, this leads to some support tickets created by your customer, lots of bug tickets in your sprints, and so you have a nightmare of dealing with bugs coming from nowhere, and you don't know where come the bugs. So why doing some monitoring? So to go from multiple angry customers, users, to maybe one angry user. So this allows us to do a quick reaction on a bug that has been found in the application. Or better, go from an angry user to still an angry user, but much less longer. Or best case scenario, from an angry user to an happy user, because we catch and fix the bug soon enough, so they won't even notice the bug. So just a quick reminder, monitoring is not fixing the issue. This will help you to fix the issue, but monitoring won't fix your problems in the app. So what's monitoring? You're gonna measure all the relevant things in your application. So it's important for debugging and stability. Real-time monitoring has quickly identify some crashes, ANR, performance bottlenecks, and so on, to ensure your application remains stable and reliable for your user. It's also focused on performance metric, so it provides critical insights into your app usage, frame rates, network performance, so you can build the best optimized code and enhance the overall responsiveness of your application. Also allows you to do some proactive maintenance. It's not only monitoring in production. You also need to monitor your debug pre-prod environment, you name it. So it's enables you to detect issues early enough to prevent bad things to happen in production. And observability, it's to observe all the important things. So I have comprehensive, have some comprehensive insights. So observability combines all the metrics you are sending, logs, tags, trace, all the measurement that you are sending from your application to have a better picture of what your application is doing in production or in another environment. This allows you also to do some faster debugging, helps you to understand why some bad things happen in production, and also allows you to do some proactive monitoring, enable early detection, and mostly the things. So, in short, monitoring is the tool, while observability is a capability. Okay, now let's deep dive into how you can efficiently monitor your Android app. So, let's go with a bit of disclaimer before going further. So this is all based on my professional personal experience. So I will be talking mostly about the tool I'm currently using, Firebase and Datadog mostly. But this can be applied to some other tools, definitely. If you are using a Sentry or whatever tool that is Datadog-ish thing. So don't take it at the later. So and also challenge and adapt to fit your needs. Maybe some stuff I'm gonna show you won't fit your monitoring observability that you are putting in place. So yeah, adapt. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is the best gem of Firebase. So you all know Crashlytics, hopefully. Allows you to have some crash monitoring, ANR and stuff like that. So we are using Crashlytics for more than a decade now. So it's very easy to use, simple plugin, and you're good to go. But you can do more than just logging a crash. For example, you can log some warning message or an exception that is not throwing a crash in your application. All of that as a non-fatal issue on the Crashlytics platform. So you can customize actually Crashlytics to provide the user ID, for example, to do some a faster matching if you are using Crashlytics and another tool. It's good to do some matching, for example, with the user ID, or or adding some custom keys. You can add the email address or whatever is relevant to identify the issue and where it's coming from. And then you can log whatever message you want to log as a non-fatal issue on Crashlytics with the Crashlytics.log message, and then it's going to be sent to Crashlytics. So one other thing, when you have a spike in your caches, you're going to receive a little email to say, oh, something bad happened and it happened quickly, so you have a velocity alert on some problem. By default, it's an email. Honestly, I don't look at my emails very often, so an email can be quite easily missed. If you work daily with Slack, for example, Crashlytics has a nice integration to get alert on a dedicated channel, so you can be notified in real time. Even you can get do a workflow in your Slack channel to get ping. When there is an issue, the team get ping, and you can act quickly and look at the issue fast enough, better than an email. So you can also do some customization regarding the alerting you want to send in your Slack channel. You can send the new crashes, the regression, the velocity alert. But the most important one here, if you want to act quickly on an issue that is spiking, you can just send the velocity alert to your Slack channel. So this is what the email looks like. Oh, you got a spike for a bug that is happening in production. Better to have the Slack integration. So to add it properly, you go in the integration project settings, select Slack, and then you can configure it to have it on your Slack channel. There's a dedicated article about that. I won't go too deep into the details, but if you want to have a look at after the talk, feel free to have a read, just 5 minutes read. It's very helpful to have this kind of integration in your application. Another good thing of Firebase is Firebase performance. So this allows us to have some real-time performance monitoring, allows to track some key metric in the application, like the startup time, some screen rendering on some critical screens, network latency, and so on. So we can also send some customizable traces allow like developer to define some custom trace. Like for example, one of our like key critical paths in the app is to like receive a call. So we are monitoring like if like there is no latency in like the best case scenario when we are receiving the push notification to the call that is displayed on the screen. And it allows you like to do some like proactive issue detection. Like it applies some metrics. You can select some, put some threshold like to send you an alert, detect anomalies, and so on. So like to do it is pretty simple. You add the dependency within the with the BOM or directly with the like the dependency of Firebase performance. So you get the performance tool, and then you like set up the new trace. For example, it's gonna like a trace inbound call. You start the tracing, put some attribute. Like I want also like to like pinpoint which call is like causing like the issue potentially. So I'm gonna set the call ID here for the example as an attribute. And like when I want to stop the monitoring, I'm gonna call stop on the trace, and everything will be on the Firebase console. And so to do it, like inside your code, you can call like the start monitoring, stop monitoring, and you will have like the time difference between the start and the stop. That is, whoops, on the console. So to have a real look at it, so this is like the Firebase performance console. What the dashboard looks like. So for example, like you can monitor quite easily the startup times, define a new metric. For example, I want like to monitor like a new screen, like on the call history activity, maybe for example. Want to say, okay, maybe there is some frozen frames indeed, adding the new dashboard, and that's it. So you can like monitor all the like the custom traces also you put, define some threshold if you want to like to get some alerting in real time. So it's pretty neat. It's like not a big like amount of effort to integrate it inside your application. Okay. Another topic I want to like to deep dive in is like the critical path logging. This is, I think, one of the most important thing in monitoring. I'll share some golden rules about like critical path logging. So you need like to focus on the user impact. So identify all the processes that are the most visible to your user. So it's like the apps launch, the navigation, all the critical usage for a feature. Prioritize all the paths where there can be some failure, delays, or like least like some user frustration when they are using the app. Target the all high-risk area. So pinpoint all the components that are prone to lots of failure, such as like all your API requests, all like the potential WebSocket you are using, all the database operation you are doing inside your application, like all the main like point of failure that can happen inside your application. Monitor like all the business critical functions. So because like for example like the main critical thing inside your application is like making and receiving call. If it's not working, like the business like will have like a huge impact in the business. So identify all the paths like tied to the business and app goals. That regenerate revenue or like is the core business of the application. So I was talking about like the point of failure. So try to pinpoint all the point of failure. So identify the key processes, the inside the critical path where it has like a direct impact on your like for your users. Log all the key events related to that. So use the logs like to capture the critical events, and don't like build logs that are relevant. Like don't like logs say YOLO and send it in production. So okay, I have a log saying YOLO, but I don't understand why. What is the meaning of that? send all the information that is relevant and at the very moment, and I'll show you like a few examples after that. And prioritize error and latency log. So like the fastest, like the experience field, the better it will be for the user. And yeah, log meaning full error message, not some YOLO debugging. So for example, inside our call flow, we have like many point of failure that can happen. So we are integrated with Twilio to handle all the voice thing. We can have like some point of failure inside our like internal API within GraphQL or within REST. And we can have like some web-socket issue with the integration we have, for example, here with Pusher. So we can have like for this critical path many point of failure in the application. And so we need like to careful and send some relevant log within like all these services. So even like within like your architecture flow, you must identify all the main point of failure that can happen, like within your data source, or in your repository, or at the view model level, or like even inside like when you are managing your business logic. Identify all the potential point of failure in the flow. So, for example, like you can log some like error when some like request, like API request network requests are failing. You can also log some like potential like point of failure regarding like, okay, if there is no user at some point, you know, we are in a very bad state. So monitor this kind of stuff. Also, like for example, one of the point of failure that might happen is like the call is in like an unexpected state, let's say. So we need like to make sure like we log all the change of state inside like for our call, like first like in ringing, then it's connected, then on paper it's gonna go like to some like a call ended state, but sometimes shit happened. So we need like to make sure we monitor all the change of state. And also one thing that is good like to look at like when you build like your properties, for example, like when we are receiving like a push notification to start the call, we need to make sure like that all the permission has been requested, because like if not, the call won't go through. So we need like to know why the call did not go through. So we need like to pinpoint all the potential like point of failure that can lead to some bad state. And for the critical path logging, it's also the art of logging. So like the event name structure is very important. Naming the event that are being sent like to your logging service, Datadog, Crashlytics, whatever, is very important. Use the semantic, like the semantic is key like to manage that. So you need like to identify the nature of the log. You just don't need like to send just some log being called log or just warning whatsoever. You need to pinpoint what service is failing, so you can like quickly identify where the issue comes from. And like on the tip inside your logcat, also adding some emojis can be like visually helpful, like to see which service or what thing is like doing some bad things. Also, take advantage of the log severity. It's there for a reason. Don't log everything as verbose or info, like a real use of like the warning, the error, and whatsoever. So log severity is there, and it's an important thing like to manage. Also, as I said, like for example, like regarding the log previously, like all the properties that are being sent, like send like meaningful payload, send relevant information in the event payload to be efficient while investigating the logs in case of like there is an issue in your application. So, for example, at the location for stack trace, like where the trace come from. And to show that, I'm gonna show you a bit of Datadog logs. So For example, this is what we currently have like at the moment. So we are tracing like everything that is coming like from GraphQL. For example, we can have like a quick look at say, okay, this is coming from GraphQL. This is the like the query or mutation that is like here doing a success. So yeah, everything's good. Like nothing to worry about. And we can have like anything that is related to our VoIP integration, so anything that happened with the call and the voice. We can pinpoint all the state that is like being like a switch, like connecting, ringing, whatsoever. There was like some quality warnings, but like nothing critical here. And then the state went to the hang up, which is good, like on paper. Nothing bad happened. So with that, you can have like a very quick look at like all the critical passes and if you like critical like feature is working well or not. Okay, so back to the slides now. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on some network monitoring thing. So this is quite obvious, like to monitor if any HTTP or GraphQL request is failing. So network requests are often the source of many failures inside your application, like 404, 500, whatsoever. You name it, like there can be a lot of bad things with the network. So we have to make sure we know what happened on the device in case of failure. And if you are using OK HTTP, take advantage of the interceptor to monitor your request. So, but in that case, what we should effectively monitor. So within your HTTP interceptor, do log the path, the method, the headers, or the body of the request, so you know what happened, which method, if there was like a missing header, an additional header that is not supposed to be there. Log the status code, the body, the header, the response time, the error type, for example, but taking into account that do not log sensible information. This can lead to some like data leak and some security issues. So don't leak, for example, some tokens or credentials, or you might be in trouble. So, for example, we added like this nice KSP annotation. So I'm gonna have an overview of that. So we're adding this annotation at conceal to say, okay, like when you are logging this request, don't log any sensitive headers or the body or whatsoever that is like sending to our Datadog logs. So like we won't be like seeing the response, for example, in our logs. So how we did it, like we have this like nice KSP thing, like with the conceal integration. So listing all the potential endpoints that are like a bit security sensitive, let's say. And for each one, we check the config, like if we need like to conceal either the headers or the response. So within then the log, the interceptor, so we'll be able like to conceal the request or either the response. And when we log the response, we check if I can conceal or not the body or the header whatsoever. Okay, now I want to jump on the dashboards and observability tools. So, observability services. As I said, like observability is a capability. So we are using tools to do some observability. And when it comes to efficient monitoring, you need to have efficient tools. But the cost of it can go pretty high, and there are many solutions that are existing in the market, like Datadog, Sentry, Embrace, Bugsnag, whatsoever. So depending if your company has already one or you want to jump on a new observability tool, So yeah, make sure like you don't burn all the cache of your company by sending like too much logs, or like logging anything, like not anything, everything inside your application. Like you need to make sure like you pinpoint the real important stuff. So and these like tools offer great observability tools like dashboards, visualize data to like see what is happening in real time. And you can also do some like alert threshold, like so in case like there is a spike of error inside the monitor, this will trigger some alerts. So for the best practices for like effective observability, identify the key metrics, focus on the essential, what is essential in your app, like the crash rate, the NR, the API response time, and so on. So prioritize the metric that directly impacts your user and the business. Keep it simple. Use intuitive visualization like graph, heat maps, table that is easy to just like at the first sight, you know what's wrong and what's going good. And you can also use some contextual filter, like enable filtering by dimension, like for example, like the device type, the OS version, the app version will help you like also like refine the issue where it's coming from. For example, if you see a spike of issue, it might be related like to some like a defect on a device or specific to an OS version. So this will help you like to real pinpoint where the error is coming from. That was like speaking also like some alerts and thresholds. So you can also like configure all the like the alerts for your critical metrics, like the crash rate or the latency. For example, if the latency of a request goes above like 500 milliseconds, like okay, there is like some probably the bad thing happening in production. So set up like. You won't find at first like the best threshold. You need to experiment step by step and like seeing like to find the best threshold like you need to put. And regularly review and refine all the dashboard. When you push a dashboard, is not like it's good like to assess all the things that has been put inside this dashboard, like to say, okay, is this relevant still after 3 months or after a year, after 2 years? You need to assess quite often like the usage of the dashboard, like if it's still relevant or not. And then you need like to update or not, like the metrics you are sending, or like just deleted the dashboard. And this looks like a bit of this, like with Datadog. So as a bar graph here, like you see the spike of errors. If it's like just a 400, 444, or like some other important failure that is happening in production. Also, like some other tools that is being like good to look at, for example, like we are like spotting what is happening during the call. Having this kind of graph, like defining the threshold, like allow you like to pinpoint, okay, maybe why there is a spike at that moment, that send an alert. So you can like define the old threshold you need, but after a bit of iterations. Okay, another topic. I have many slides. Yes, sorry. So reporting with the Play Vital API. This is like a pretty neat thing. Like we developed like a few years ago. By taking advantage of the Play Developer Reporting API to build some like app health report. So the nightly is gonna like get some Play Vital metrics from the Play console. When you are on the Play console, you are like a vital section when you can see like lots of metrics regarding your application, like the crash rates, the NR counts, and lots of metrics to check the health of your application. And we built like a flow in our CI. So we have a task like every nightly we gonna like pull some metrics regarding the NR, the crash rate, the crash perceive rate, the slow start. So this is not more like to react quickly, but mostly to show visibility to like other teams within the team. So some people see how healthy the application is. It's not always like to react quickly, but it's also nice to give visibility of inside your company how the application is doing like good or bad. So we publish like daily reports in a Slack channel, and it shows like some key vital information about the application in production. So let me show you a little demo about that. So we are importing this like dependency, so the Google API services for the Play developer reporting. And then on our CI, we have this Gradle task here called reporting. And this task is registered inside our build logic. So this is a task like called here reporting, which gonna like pull some data from the Play console. And then we're gonna build a nice Slack report to send it on Slack, but that's like not the use case of the tool. So this is pretty simple. Like when we are gonna build our report, we're gonna get like for example some ANR stats, error stats, and then we're gonna build our Slack message that is gonna be sent after the job being complete. So this is pretty simple. Like you build like it's a kind of like a builder thing. Like you get your credential, you inject it, and you have your like reporting client that is ready to use. And for example, to get some ANR stats, you pass a list of metrics you want to fetch, and it's pretty easy to use. So you call vitals, like for example the ANR rate. You query with like the metrics you want to get, and then you parse the response and do what is needed for your report. So you can get like lots of metrics from the API. As you like to have a look at the documentation if you are interested in building like such reports. Okay, back to the slides now. Yeah, there's the link like for the blog post on how like to use the reporting API. Okay, I was speaking about like monitoring is good in production, but it's also very good to have some dev build monitoring here. So I call it like preemptive monitoring. One of the most effective way like to avoid issue in production is like to anticipate them. Well, we try at least. So it's okay to like anticipate everything, but you can't do it. It's almost impossible. Like you can't. If you anticipate everything, it's not gonna happen. So we can apply like some monitoring like within our development environment, like to catch things early enough before it gets to production. So your QA environment, your developer environment. So how to effectively do it. So to monitor your dev build, like do monitor your crashes even in your dev and or pre-prod environment. Get some reports from your unit tests, from the UI tests that are performed during a nightly or even like daily after like pushing a new feature in your develop branch or whatever. Also, screenshot testing can be a good thing. It will help you like to see if there are some difference. Like you push a new feature that might have break another one. So if you do some screenshot testing, you can compare like with your golden rule and the new screenshot that has been taken. So see if there are some difference. Do also monitor your network request within your your development. So you can use like a nice tool called Checker, and I will show you how to use it in the next slide. Also, before shipping all your features and your new version in production, do some testing session. It's quite easy to say, oh, no, it's gonna be good, I'm gonna push the button and send everything in production. Well, test the whole package before sending all the feature that has been like developed by one team or many teams. Especially if you have many teams working on the application, it's good not to rely just only on some automation stuff, but to manually also test the application. So, for example, like, you see like a bit of reporting for the UI tests, and we can have a look, see, okay, it has been flaky or not, what has been failing. So you have a big picture of like how it's done. So I was talking about Checker, so that's a pretty neat tool for debugging. So it allows you to monitor your network request and also like see how many requests is being like done during like the lifetime of the application. So you can monitor your REST request, but also your GraphQL like queries mutations. And if you want like to have a deep dive in Checker, like advise you like to have a look at the Nicola Corsti's talk about Checker 4.0. I think that was like 2-3 years ago at DroidCon Berlin. So it was a very nice deep dive on like the next iteration of Checker. So in order like to enable Checker inside your application, you're gonna do just some little checkup, some initiate your your Checker interceptor. It's going to be basically like a new interceptor associated to your OK HTTP client. So you set up like what you want to collect, what you want to redact, what you want to expose in the what actually you want to see. Yeah, and there's like some nice customization within Checker. So have a look at the documentation, like if you want like to refine to fit your needs. So little demo about that. Back to the studio. Device manager, no, running device. Okay, I'm gonna associate my Pixel device. Okay, so this is our like debug, debug activity. So I'm just gonna enable Checker. Okay. And you see on the top. Okay. It's gonna be better like this. You see like all the requests that has been triggered like from the start of the application. So you can see like all the GraphQL requests that has been triggered, all the REST request that has been triggered as well. So you can have a look at say, okay, this is this URL. It took like almost 600 milliseconds. Not so good, but it's a developed environment, so it's pretty okay. And then you see what the response look like and all the associated header you can find within the request. So this is also like a pretty interesting tool, like to see what's wrong actually inside the application. Like you see quickly there is like an issue regarding like a request, or like and even like you can see the latency also for some like given endpoints. So yeah, pretty interesting tool. Also like to check if you are doing some like duplicate request inside your application. So for example, like if your client say, oh, the application looks slow, or like it doesn't like respond quite well, maybe because like if you are triggering like the same request like 600 times, that's probably an issue. So it's a very helpful tool to use Checker. Okay, now time to some wrap-up time. So key takeaways before closing about monitoring. So please don't log the entire application. So log wisely and effectively. Pinpoint all the critical paths inside your application. Focus on your critical paths first, and then do some other monitoring. So associated with that, log all the critical passes. Identify the main point of failure within the path. And also, alerting is good to react quickly. So use some alerting for the good of your application and for the good of your business. And also performance monitoring matters. So everything can go well in a way, but the feel in on a user device might not feel like good in terms of performance. So also monitor the performance of your application. And regarding observability, so assess your needs in terms of tools. Use what you need and what is really relevant for you and your company. So also assess the cost of each tool. Create efficient and relevant dashboards to check your application. Define the first alert threshold and then iterate to find the right threshold. And better alerting too soon than never. At first, maybe you're gonna receive lots of alerts, say, oh, the application is on fire. Maybe that's because the threshold is not well set. So at least better to be in that state than say, okay, the application is on fire and I won't look at it. Okay, so thank you very much, and happy Spark monitoring. If you have any question, I'll try to answer. Thank you.
Hello, thanks for presentation. I have one question. Do you have special practices how to track and monitor ANRs? Because that's usually the most hard things to find in your app.
The ANR?
Yeah, ANR app.
Well, only with Crashlytics at the moment, but yes, that's a real pain to track, honestly. So apart from Crashlytics, where ANRs is coming from the app, I think maybe Datadog has some tools as well, but we are just using Crashlytics, and for now that's the only tool we are using. But not sure if we can do anything else.
Thank you. I have a question. Do you use user consent to send everything on Crashlytics?
Yeah, there is a global policy, because we are a business application. It's not an application that can be used by us. For example, you need to have a business to use the app. So this is within the term of the business contract. But definitely, for example, if you are using Datadog or Crashlytics, this kind of consentment for the user to have the logs. All right. Just in case I'll be around, so if you have any question after, feel free.